Hi, I'm John Mayfield, the real estate tech guy, with another Global Real Estate School podcast. Hey, welcome to the podcast. My name is John Mayfield, the real estate tech guy, and thank you so much for joining. We are going to kind of do a focus on an help me pass the Oklahoma real estate exam. That's right. We are approved in a number of states around the United States. We have materials that can help you regardless of your state. I have a great program called My Real Estate Exam Coach. It's all national content and they're short videos. We have digital flashcards that can help you with passing the real estate exam. And sometimes I'm going to specifically go into a state that we are approved in, such as Oklahoma, and help provide some information to help you pass the Oklahoma real estate exam on the first attempt. Now, before you leave, if you're not from Oklahoma, a lot of this information applies to many other states, okay? In fact, I was doing a webinar with my good friend Brenda up in Maryland, and what I'm about to show you, Brenda said, state you are in. I think you'll find the information very helpful, and it will apply to your state portion of the real estate exam to some degree. So again, this is for Oklahoma, but I'd love for you to watch that because a lot of this does apply in many, many states, and I'll try to point that out for you as well. So before we get started, I need to remind you to be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because each and every time I go live, if you'll click on that bell, you will have an opportunity to go out and watch that video. So subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to build that channel up. We've got a long way to go to 100,000 subscribers plus, but we'll get there. I know that for sure. Well, the Real Estate Commission rules and regulations that I have read, you cannot have anything what we call unfair. There's an unfair advantage over the consumer. What do we mean by that? It means you cannot have a blind ad. That's probably the verbiage you will see on almost every state real estate exam throughout the United States. No blind ads. What do we mean by a blind ad, John? It means you run an ad and it says 3-bedroom, 2 baths, ranch home, great location, call 573, yada, 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 yada. Okay, whatever the number is. It's a blind ad because, first of all, you as a real estate professional are running the ad, and there's no information in the ad that you, the number they are calling, is directly related to a licensed real estate professional. So Compliance. That's a great point. You know, always take your ads to your broker or manager so they can look that over. I always require my agents to do that because sometimes they can miss a little something. And especially new agents, you get excited, you're ready to start advertising and doing some things, and then whoops, you left something out of the advertisement. You know, it's very important that Facebook, for example, running ads on Facebook, I see agents do that all the time, and they leave required information from the real estate commission off of the ads. And so in reality or legally, they're in violation of the rules and regulations. So you always want to make sure that you run it by your broker. The name of the licensee. So you want to make sure that is in all ads. So let's go back. Now, in Missouri, and this is the same way in Oklahoma, when you register your name, such as a fictitious name, you also have to register that name, that filing with the commission. So, Missouri, you got to do that. Oklahoma, you can see right. In Missouri, I've seen these billboards in my area as well, where an agent will run an ad. And by the way, I get it. Um, there are teams starting up. Teams are a big deal today. Nothing wrong with a team. I teach a teams courses, okay? However, if you're going to run a team inside a broker's office or you're branding yourself as a specific agent within a company or an office, you've got to make sure that broker's trade name is prominently displayed and easily identifiable. Now, I just down in the corner and it's hard to read. So a lot of states are changing that. Some states are putting a size. I think Kansas recently changed some laws, and there's an actual specific size that the broker's name has to be above the other font types that's in the advertisement. These questions will be fairly easy to identify on the real estate exam, and just understand that if you're going to run an ad and you're a salesperson, that broker's name or the trade name needs to be easily identifiable and conspicuous, okay, in the ad. It can't be just so small because you're trying to put all the emphasis on you. That won't work, okay? But they're going to give you a question, and if the broker's phone number is not in that question and they want to know if that's a legal ad, it's not, okay? So don't miss that question. Required in Missouri. Got to have a definite expiration date. So what they're saying here is you have to have a listing agreement or an authorization to lease the property. Now, here's an interesting piece of information. In my area, many brokers would not put a sold sign up until after everything was signed, sealed, and delivered, closed. In other words, we we didn't want to put a sold sign on it till the commission was in our hand. I guess people thought that was bad luck or something. So one day it dawned on me. I'm going out. I put a sold sign on the property, and I'm teaching real estate classes. So, that's kind of a, rules and regulations are on my mind, right? And I'm thinking, I think I just violated the license law, and I'm actually right now in violation of the license law, the rules and regulations, because I just put a sold sign on that property. And the title company is going to take the deed, the signed deed, and record it today. And if the real estate commission came into town and went to the courthouse, they're going to find the new owners own that property. And if they look and say, well, John Mayfield has a for sale sign with a sold sign on it, John, where's your authorization to put a sign on that property? Well, after that, we started putting sold signs up before the closing, taking them down the day of closing, or getting authorization from the new homeowners, the new buyers. Is it okay for us to put a sold sign on the property for X number of days? Expires in 10 days. So going back over there, over at the Tri Lakes area down in Branson, Missouri, in Lake of the Ozarks. Because when we talk about truthful advertising and the code of ethics, I always hear from one of the members, yeah, that's like these agents who want to say Lakeview, and the only time it's a lake view is if you get on a 50-foot ladder and it's in the winter and the leaves have fallen off the tree. Other than that, there's no lake view, or there might be a lake view if you crank your neck way over to the side and, kind of position it in a certain angle, and you cut two branches down. Well, what I'm jokingly having fun is this. We need to be truthful in our ads, okay? If it's a two-bedroom home and there's one little bitty tiny room you walk through to get to a back porch or something, you can't count that as a three-bedroom. You need to be truthful and honest in your advertising. And that gets back to, again, um, your interest in property. I'm probably would bet, like many of these, almost all 50 states, the law is going to be the same. You have to disclose your interest in a property if you're buying or selling. Okay, you just have to, and that kind of gets back to this no fair, unfair competition. The consumer. I mean, you and I, as real estate licensees, have an advantage over those people who are not licensed. And so we have to disclose anytime that we're buying or selling, we have an interest in the property. Even in Missouri, if we have a future interest, or, if I have a nephew or a cousin, I need to explain that. Hey, this buyer is my second cousin. I mean, I would still put that on the contract, but they have to know that information. I have no idea. I don't even know if I have second cousins. Maybe I do. I never could figure that out. Like, who's a second or a third cousin? I don't know. There's a way to figure that out. I came from a small family, and so my wife came from a large family, so I think she has second and third cousins, but to my knowledge, I probably do. But anyway, if I was selling or listing a property or selling property to a second or a third cousin, even though they're second or third, I'd probably still disclose that on the contract, because you want to make sure everybody knows. So anytime you or a family member needs to be on there, okay? And again, no blind ads, no unfair competition. Well, it's a pretty interesting thing, your broker's license in Missouri or Oklahoma, and hopefully we'll have it available. Well, in Indiana, which we are approved, they just have one license. You're all brokers, and so you can get your broker's license there. You can become a managing broker there as well, but we are listed in several states. Check us out at globalrealestateschool.com. We have a brand new state we are going to be approved in very soon that I will announce as soon as I get the email. So I'm excited about that. We're adding another new state. In Oklahoma, we just got approved for all 21 hours of continuing education. We do not have those classes up on our site just yet. That's on my to-do list, and I hope to have that done quickly. But really doing some great things. I'm proud of my team and proud of all the things we're doing. So thank you so much. Check us out at globalrealestateschool.com. We would love to have you as a subscriber. And you can tell I love my old TV days because I'm using my little remote control. I'm being the director here, as well as the on-air talent, I guess you could say, the school teacher. I do lots of things at Global Real Estate School. And in fact, I'm getting ready to leave right now to go take care of some errands and come back and do a Zoom meeting with some good friends of mine at USA Mortgage, who are sponsoring our podcast moving forward and our YouTube videos. And I do want to say they are licensed NMLS number 227262. You'll be seeing some of their loan officers coming on. I've done 2 interviews today, and I'm telling you what, they are the best folks. And these 2 I did interviews today, I had never met, but let me tell you what, they are sharp people. So it's USA Mortgage, and again, they're an equal housing lender. They're great people. They've been around a long time, and we'll be bringing some of those podcasts to you real shortly. So thanks for watching the podcast. And somebody may be listening on Spotify saying, really watching? Well, if you go to Global Real Estate School, go to YouTube, search for Global Real Estate School, click on the bell. You'll be notified when we go live. But again, if you just go over to YouTube, just type in Global Real Estate School, you'll find us, subscribe there, and you can watch our podcast right on YouTube. We're taking the audio and then putting it on our podcast. But hey, we'd love for you to watch us, listen to us when you're in our car. You're in your car. I heard somebody yesterday say, I appreciate the opportunity to have these in a podcast format because I listen to you as I'm driving to and from work. And so we want to help you pass the real estate exam on the first attempt. check us out, Global Real Estate School. Don't forget, I have digital flashcards. They work in all 50 states. And you really need to buy My Real Estate Exam Coach. It will help you pass the test. I had a student, he couldn't pass the exam. He took it 6, 7, 8 times. I didn't know what was going on. And we did some one-on-one because you all know I want you to pass the test. And I asked him, I said, have you tried My Real Estate Exam Coach? He said, no, I haven't. And I said, you need to check it out. Anyway, he bought it. He had one last attempt at the exam and he passed. And he said, John, had it not been for My Real Estate Exam Coach, I wouldn't have passed. He said that is an awesome program. So it works in all 50 states, globalrealestateschool.com. It's on the front page. It's called My Real Estate Exam Coach. Check that out. Lots of great tools there. More than anything, I just want to say thank you so much and appreciate you watching, subscribing, and always the good feedback we receive. Go out and make it a great day. Thank you for listening to the podcast for Global Real Estate School. I'm John Mayfield, the Real Estate Tech Guy. Go out and make it a great day.